Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BTD. This is the first of a YouTube series talking about building budget decks that you can buy that perform better than the pre-made ones that you can buy at stores made by the actual makers of the cards, which is Wizards of the Coast. So in today's first episode, we're actually going to be talking about a mono white deck built for standard tournaments. Now, I'm not saying that the decks built by Wizards of the Coast are in any way awful, but if you're looking to jump in with a bunch of friends who already play but are looking to spend a little bit amount of money, this might be a more viable option. So in our deck here, we're going to explain a few of the cards, and then we're going to show you how it performs against first one of the pre-made decks that you can buy in stores for $15, and then secondly against a constructed deck that a friend of mine here, his name's Tony, hello, who is going to be playing as well. So to begin, going down which cards we have, first one is Archetype of Courage. It is it's a 3 mana cost creature, 2 planes, 1 colorless, 2/2, and it gives all your creatures first strike, and creatures your opponents control cannot have or gain first strike and lose first strike if they already have it. Next is a 2 mana cost creature, Phalanx Leader, who costs 2 planes to cast and is a 1/1. Whenever you target him with a spell, Phalanx Leader puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Next you have Devouring Light, which is a 3 mana cost instant, 2 white, 2 planes, and 1 colorless, where when you cast it, you can exile target attacking or blocking creature. And it also has a mechanic called Convoke, which allows you to tap creatures for mana cost instead of tapping the mana instead. Herald of Anafenza is a 1 mana cost creature. It's a 1/2, costs 1 planes, and it has the ability called Outlast, where you can tap 2 colorless, 1 white, and put a +1/+1 counter on it. You tap the creature as well to do that. And when you do that, you can put a 1/1 warrior creature token onto the battlefield. Paragon of New Dawns is a 4 mana cost, 1 planes, 3 colors, 2/2, who gives other white creatures +1/+1. And you can tap a white and itself and give a target white creature Vigilance, another target white creature. Evangel of Heliod is a 6 mana cost, 1/3 creature that costs 2 planes, 4 colors to cast. And when you cast it, you put a number of 1/1 soldier creature tokens equal to your devotion to white, which is how many plane symbols or impermanents you control on the field, not including mana. And you put that many into the battlefield. Chosen by Heliod, over here, is a 1 colorless, 1 white enchantment where you enchant it to a creature, it gets +0/+2, and you can draw a card. Ordeal of Heliod, which is a 2 mana cost enchantment, 1 colorless, 1 white. When you enchant it, when the enchanted creature attacks, it gets +1/+1, and then when you attack, if you have 3 +1/+1 counters on that creature, you get sacrifice Ordeal and gain 10 life. Ajani's Presence is a 1 mana cost instant. It costs 1 planes, and you can give a target creature +1/+1 and indestructible. And it uses an ability called Strive, where you can tap 2 colorless and 1 planes extra, and then target another creature, and you can do that any number of times as long as you have the mana to cast it. Next one is Raise the Alarm, which is a 2 mana cost instant, 1 colorless, 1 white, and you can put 2 1/1 soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. And then lastly, you have High Sentinels of Arashin, which is a 4 mana cost creature, 3 colorless, 1 white, and is a 3/4. It has flying, and it gets +1/+1 for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. And you has the ability to tap 3 colorless and a white and put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. And then you run 19 lands with this. Of course, you can mess with this any way you want. This is not a set deck that you have to follow. This is more of a kind of a skeleton deck that you can switch around in any way you want, or if you just want to change it up completely, go for it. Focus on one particular card, do something else with it. Now, you will see that most of these have multiples. Most of them have 4 of the same card, except for things that are a little higher mana cost, like Paragon of New Dawns and Evangel of Heliod have less than that. Paragon has 3, Evangel is 2, because you really only need 1 or 2 of them at any given time. This deck in all costs just between $17 to $18 to actually build. You can order it online. The cards I ordered off a website called cardkingdom.com, all one word, and is where I would go personally, but it's up to you. If you shop around, you probably could get it for much less. I think the cheapest you can find it for is about $13. And what we're going to do now is we're going to mix it up, and we're going to show you how this plays out against the pre-bought, pre-made deck. And then after that match, we're going to play it against a constructed deck, and we'll show you exactly how it plays out. Okay, we're beginning. The first deck we're playing is a Sultai deck. It's 3 colors, green, black, and blue, I think.
Yes.
And Tony, my friend here, who's helping with the video, is going to be playing it. FYI, he hates that deck. And when I say hates it, like, I think it pains him to play that deck.
The mechanics of it, I really don't think it's put together well.
But you could say that's what you get for $15, but we're going to also see what you can get for $15 that's a little better than that.
Yes. Well, much better, if I do say so myself.
You'll also see a few combinations working really good with this. Phalanx Leader is really good when you have tokens on the field and you can target them. Then you get high Sentinels out, and then he just becomes ridiculous.
He does. Good stuff.
Alright, you ready? And we're going to play this traditional tournament, 3 matches. Cut the decks, roll to see who goes first before we draw, mulligan. If you mulligan, you go down a card. So let's begin. 10. Ah, you suck.
Alright, I will go first.
I will say, playing this deck, it's usually better if you go first, but you can make that up to you. And I will keep it.
I'll keep it. Let's see. Jungle Hollows. Okay. Jungle Hollows, and it comes in tapped. I get a life. And I'm going to say go.
My turn, draw a card, play planes, and then I'll just end my turn. Go.
Okay. Card comes untapped. I will play a forest. I'm going to tap both of them to play Wall of Mulch. And go.
Such a useless card. Play a planes, tap 2, and play Raise the Alarm. And I get 2 1/1 soldier creature tokens. And there we go. And your turn. Ooh, there's a lady on this.
There is.
When did they start putting ladies on it?
I got it out of a pack, so I'm not sure. I appreciate your patience with this.
You can hear the pain in his voice is actually starting to become amusing.
I'm going to tap these 3 to play Scout the Borders. Reveal the top 5 cards of my library, put a creature or land from among them into my hand, put the rest into my grave. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
You have to put a creature?
A creature or a land.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm going to choose this one. And then the rest go into my grave. And I will say go.
Draw a card. Oh joy. I will play Archetype of Courage. Creatures I control have first strike. And I'm going to swing in for 2.
I'm going to block 1.
And then take the 1 damage.
Yes.
And your turn.
Okay.
Poor Tony. he plays that deck, the more he dies a little inside.
Yes, just a little. Going to tap these two to play this. Look at the top 5 cards of my library, put any number of them into the grave and the rest back into the top of the library in the order. Roll them. I will throw this in the grave and this as well. Those back like that, and I'm going to tap these two to play Stair Wayfinder. And when it enters the battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of my library, put a land card into my hand, put the rest in my grave.
My turn.
Yes.
We're going to play Phalanx Leader. And we're going to attach Chosen by Heliod to him and get a draw card. And because he got targeted by a spell, all creatures I control get +1/+1 counters on them. And this is where things start to get out of hand, as you will soon see. Hopefully. Swing in for 7.
Alright, well, I will block 2 of the soldier tokens.
Okay.
This goes to the grave. That stays, and I take
3.
3 damage. Oh joy.
Go.
Okay. I'm going to tap these. Rakshaza Vizier. And whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from my graveyard, put that many 1/1 counters on that card. And I'm going to say go.
Draw a card. Play a land. I'm going to tap all 5. Play Herald of Anafenza and Archetype of Courage. And then I'm going to say go.
Alright.
No point in attacking.
I'm going to play a land. I'm going to exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to bring out Salty Scavenger, and I get 6 +1/+1 counters, and I'm going to say go.
I'm going to play tap 6, play Evangel of Heliod. When it enters the battlefield, I get a 1/1 creatures equal to my devotion to white. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm just going to put a 10 on this. It's easier that way. I don't think we have 10 1/1.
I don't think that we do.
And then I'm going to say go.
Alright. I'm going to tap 4 mana to play Bitter Revelation. I lose 2 life, and I look at the top 4 of my cards. I put 2 of them in my hand and 2 to the grave. And these 2. Keep these, and I'm going to tap 1, 2, sacrifice. Or exile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put those. That, and that is,
So 13 total.
yes, 13. And I'm going to use a d20,
Might as well.
yes, for that. And I will say go.
I'm going to tap 6 and play Evangel of Heliod and get 12 now. So this is where it gets ridiculous. And what are you at? 15?
I am at 15.
I'm going to swing in with these 10, 12 creatures.
I'm going to block the 2/2 soldier tokens with those and block 2 of the, how many is that, 10 soldier tokens?
Yeah.
I'll block.
And then I'm going to respond by tapping 3 and playing Devouring Light on that.
Okay.
And it exiles it instead of going to the graveyard. So the block still goes through. So 2 of these die, you take 8.
Alright. Okay, so I'm down to, what was that, 15?
Yeah, so you're down to 7.
Yes, 7.
And your turn.
Alright. Wayland. And I'm going to swing for 4.
So you fly.
He is flying.
Alright.
And then I will tap 3, 4, 5, 6 to play that. Become immense and
Plus
get
6, plus 6.
plus 6, plus 6.
Alright.
And go.
As this was necessary, but Ordeal of Heliod on my Phalanx Leader, which gives everything a +1/+1 counter. That includes all my soldiers, which I have 20 of right now. So we'll just throw that up to 20. And they are 2 2s at the moment. And I'm just gonna swing in with the soldiers, because that'll just end it.
Fantastic.
And that is the first match.
I think next time I am choosing
Pre-made?
the pre-made deck.
Like it's gonna make a difference, seriously.
I just don't like the mechanics of this.
Oh well.
I'm going to exile my grave to put out cards that don't do much.
Could be worse.
And since I lost, I would choose to go first.
Okay.
Did you say it could be worse?
Could be worse. It could always be worse. I keep saying that. You guys don't believe me.
I don't believe you. What is worse than this?
I knew a guy who had a 100-card deck with 20 lands in it. And no, it wasn't built to work like that. It was legitimately awful.
That's pretty bad. Well, I wouldn't make that mistake.
Yeah, well,
How could it be worse for me?
you'll be stuck having to play that deck as a pre-made deck. I'm just screaming because you get no mana. Oh, I'll keep it.
I will keep it, and I'm gonna lay a land and say go.
I'm gonna play Herald of Anafenza. Go.
Okay. Going to lay lands. Going to tap 2 research assistant. So 1/3. Go.
Okay. Yeah, so second one, say go.
Tap these two to play that. Ajani's scheming. Look at the top 5. Put however many in the grave. And the rest anywhere.
My turn.
I'll swing for 1.
Block.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Play a Plains, and I'm going to play Archetype of Courage. Swing in for 1.
Alright.
And then your turn.
And I'm gonna say go.
Obviously, it's a good hand. Herald of Anafenza, Phalanx Leader, swing in with these.
A
2/2 and a 1/2.
I'll block the 1/2.
1/2 or the 2/2?
The 1/2.
Okay, so you took 2. Cool.
I don't use the 1 creature I have on the field.
I thought he was a 1/3.
He has a 1/3.
He's a 2/2.
Oh well, yeah. This deck has me all befuddled.
Oh,
Alright.
poor Tony.
I'm going to tap these to play Scout the Board, or reveal the top 5 cards of my library. Put a creature or land from among them into my hand, put the rest into my grave.
I assume that one's your turn?
Yes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to choose a swamp.
Ooh, getting rid of the big boy. Swing in with everything.
Okay. I'll block the 2/2.
I'm going to respond. I'm going to play Ajani's Presence and target Phalanx Leader. Everything gets a +1/+1 counter. So that dies.
Okay.
And you take 2 for 6 damage.
Alright. I am down to 11 already.
Go.
I'm going to play that swamp.
Probably a good idea.
And I'm going to tap 2 to play Black Cat. Go.
The last act of a desperate man. High Sentinels of Arashin. He gets +1/+1 for each creature I control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Sorry, I forgot to play my land. So he is a 7. We'll just do this so you know. He's a 7/8. I'm going to swing him with everything.
Alright.
Doesn't matter which one you block.
It doesn't. I'm going to block
3/3.
the 3/3, and you get to discard a card at random out of your hand. And I take
6.
6 damage. Alright. I'm at 5.
And in your turn.
How exciting. I'm going to tap 3, Necromancer's Assistant. When it enters the battlefield, I put the top 3 of my library in my grave. What a genius mechanic. And I, on my end phase, I'm going to,
It's your second main phase, not your
Oh.
end phase.
well, to end it all, I'm going to tap 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and play Hooting Mandrills. And I'm going to say go.
Oh, gosh. Drew my card. Tap 4, Paragon of New Dawns. Other white creatures I control get +1/+1. I'm going to swing in for 8, flying.
Alright. Well, I don't have anything, so that's game.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mono white, $17 against $15 Delve deck. So take from that what you will. I think it's fairly definitive, to be honest.
This is bad. Whoever made this should go back in time and change that.
I'm convinced Sonny played it bad just so he didn't have to play it anymore.
All right.
I could win this match, but then I'd have to play this deck some more.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Tony.
Yeah, honestly, the thought of the concept is amazing. But to actually play it successfully, that is a challenge that I am not up to. So what's next?
Alright, so we're going to cut out for a second, and then when we come back, we will be playing his constructed deck. We are back in. We are now playing against a constructed deck. Green-red, is it? And this one, kind of like mono-white, puts counters on creatures. Actually, this one used to be one of the original $20 decks I made for a bunch of friends. That Tony actually bought off me for $20.
It was one of the first decks to be made. I purchased it, edited it slightly. Still has the same concept. I think it performs a little better the way I play.
Whatever works. And so, let's begin. 14. Ooh, I will go first.
Alright, I thought so. Definitely perform a lot better than the last deck.
He's going to harp that about me constantly for like the next 3 weeks that I made him play some crappy pre-bought deck.
Yeah.
I will never hear the end of it.
You won't.
In all fairness, I don't care.
Which is why I'll continue to do it.
Draw my hand, and I will keep it. It's a weird hand, but I'll keep it. Could be bad, could be good. We'll see. I will say, don't be afraid to mulligan this on this deck, because you can still get some good draws. 6 or 5 cards.
I'm going to reshuffle and get 6 cards.
Alrighty. That bad?
I had 1 land.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It was a gate, but
still.
yeah. Nothing. I didn't have any of my badgers or anything I could just throw out, so I'd rather not take that chance.
A good deal of his cards in this deck are actually from the Gate Crash set instead of Theros Block. This is Theros Block and Warlords of Khan. No. Is it Khan? I can't remember.
I think so.
Something like that.
I will keep this hand.
Alright, and I will play my first and say go.
Okay. I will lay hand. I'm going to tap it to play Experiment 1 that has evolved.
Okay.
And I'm going to say go.
Draw a card. Holy crap, what the heck kind of stupid deck is this? Go. Played a Phalanx Leader, by the way.
Alright. I'm going to lay out a mountain. And I'll swing for 1. Go.
Oh, that's a little better. Gonna play Phalanx Leader. Because why the heck not? And gonna say go.
Alright. Well then, I'm going to play a gate. And I'm going to say go.
I'm going to play land, tap 2, and I'm going to play Phalanx Leader.
Alright.
Go. Yes, I got all those in my opening hand. Don't ask me how. I just did.
Okay. I'm going to play Wooded Foothills. I'm going to tap these three to play Renegade Graces, and Experiment 1 gets +1/+1 counter, and I'm going to swing.
And I will take it.
2, and I will say go.
And I'm going to tap this 4, and play High Sentinels of Arashin. And then I'm going to say go.
Alright. Going to tap these two to play Conian Tusker, which means gets a counter, and he gets a counter. And whenever it evolves, I put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature I control with a +1/+1 counter.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing for 4.
And I will take it.
Cool.
My turn?
Yes.
I'm going to play Herald of Anafenza. And I'm going to swing in with all of these.
Alright. I'm going to block one of the Phalanx Leaders with my Conian Tusker and take the rest.
And I'm going to respond by playing Ajani's Presence, and I'm going to strive it onto the... I'm going to target one Phalanx Leader and a second one, one of the ones you're blocking. And because I targeted the first one, everything gets a counter. Because I targeted the second one, everything gets a second counter. So 3/3, 3/3, 3/3, 5, 6, and 3/4. Also, he gets +1/+1 for each creature I control, each other creature I control with +1/+1 counter. So you're taking 9, 12, 15 damage.
Alright.
Then I'm going to say go.
Well, I'm going to tap these to play Setsun Oatsworn,
Okay.
and I'm going to tap these two to play Ordeal of Heliod on it, and because I targeted with a spell, it gets
2
+1/+1 counters. And go.
Swinging for 9.
And
Flying.
that is flying.
And that's
yes.
game. But you weren't expecting that crap.
I definitely feel a lot more comfortable and, well, just all around better with my deck than...
He's comfortable because I handed his rear to him like normal.
Fair enough.
Actually, that green-red one can get kind of nasty if you're not careful.
Yeah. As you can see, it definitely, Experiment 1, a 1/1 got a little out of control.
Mm-hmm. The regenerate feature is nice.
It is.
You can re-evolve them if necessary.
Maybe I'll get a Hero's Bane or...
Oh, there you go.
And since I lost, I will go first.
Was not expecting it to go that quick.
Neither was I.
The 3 Phalanx Leaders was kind of funny. That was my opening hand.
As soon as I saw that, I was a little concerned because of all the counters that can produce.
I was hoping to get 7 lands so I could target all 3, because that would just be ridiculous. Keep it.
I will keep it, and I will say go.
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 Phalanx Leader? Go.
Perfect. And I'm going to lay a mountain and going to tap these to play this, and it has tribute.
Yep.
It either gets a +1/+1 till end of turn, and
I'll do that.
haste. Okay. So I'll swing for 4.
And I'll take it. Mine?
Yes.
Play another Phalanx Leader. Can say go.
All right. I'm going to put that in. Going to tap these to play Market Festival on one of my guild gates.
Yep.
And whenever it's tapped for mana, I can add any 2 colors I want to my mana pool. And I will say go.
Going to play a land. I'll start to make it easier. Play tap forward, Paragon of New Dawns. Other white creatures I control get +1/+1. And I'm going to say go.
Alright. And I'm going to tap those 2 to play Colonial Tusker. I'm going to tap that, which is 3 and 4. Rubber Belt Raiders.
Okay.
And what do you have there? 2 2s and a
2/2. All 2/2.
I'll swing for 3.
And I will take it.
Go.
I'm going to tap, play Ordeal of Heliod. I'm going to tap these 2, play Ordeal of Heliod. And then I'm going to swing in with all 3. These get a 3rd counter. Ordeals get sacked and they gain 20 life. That's 12 damage coming at you.
Okay. I'm going to take it.
Alrighty. And then I'm going to say go.
Alright. And first we're going to tap these 2. Scrap your image.
Yep.
Going to tap these to play Ordeal
Perforos.
onto her, and I'm going to swing.
How does her ability work?
Whenever she attacks, I put a +1/+1 counter on for each attacking creature I control.
So you put 4 total.
So that'd be 3 plus Ordeal, so 4.
And sacrifice of
This
heal.
gets sacrificed. I do 3 damage.
It's pointless to deal to those.
Yeah, I'll do it directly to you.
So 4.
4, 7, 10.
13 damage total. Because that's a...
Oh, right.
Oh, 16 total.
Yeah, that's right.
So I take 3. Okay. Down to 17.
How about that, huh?
Tap this and play Evangel of Heliod. I get +1/1 soldier creature tokens equal to my devotion to white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7.
That's impressive.
And then I'm going to swing with these 3, and that should be game.
Okay. I'll block one of the...
They're all the same power.
Yeah.
And then you take 8.
Yes. So.
That's game.
Alright.
Good game, sir.
Definitely put up a lot better fight than the last deck.
Yes, most definitely. And there you have it, gentlemen, ladies, if there are any watching this. That is the mono white deck. I constructed it and bought off of Card Kingdom. I will tell you the exact price, and I will put down in the description the exact makeup of the deck as well, so you know. Again, this is not something that has to be bought like this, obviously, and people are going to do whatever the heck they feel like. But I think it's a strong deck. It performs fairly well. It produces counters really well. Obviously,
it's very fast.
It is very fast, all things considering.
I don't think I have any of my decks that are that fast.
And with some of the things working together, Paragon of New Dawns is really well. Obviously, when High Sentinels gets on the field, if you have multiple creatures with +1/+1 counters, he starts to get ridiculously out of hand. And then Archetype of Courage just for the first strike ability. That way things survive a lot better than they normally would. All in all, it really does work well. And it is standard. So you can play this at any standard tournament and have no issues whatsoever. Whether or not it'll perform well, that's up to you. I mean, I think it would do fairly well, all things considering. But
it's definitely good for beginners.
It is definitely a good beginner's deck because it is fairly straightforward. There are no specialty cards that have to have certain things to work, like the Delve feature. It doesn't have anything like that. It's all enchant creatures and put +1/+1 counters and other token creatures out. So, again, great beginner deck, really cheap. I think well worth getting it just to get into Magic and even show people that you can put up a decent fight as well instead of buying one of the pre-made decks and having a hard time getting it to work. Now the pre-made decks do come with 2 packs, but even then there's no guarantee that the packs are going to provide you with anything useful.
This is true.
So this
and you won't get a silly mechanic.
No, exactly. So this is Ben and Tony. Unfortunately Doyle couldn't make it, saying goodbye, good luck, and hopefully you can get some good play out of a simple deck just like this.